Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Gabby. This is the Ink Bunny, and I want to talk to you about a couple books that I finished. So today is the 28th of June, and I have successfully completed my year reading challenge. My challenge for the year was to read 65 novels, and I have completed that today with the completion of Giant Days Volume 2. It's so wild to me because if you go back and look at my Goodreads challenges that I've made in the past, sometimes I hit them, sometimes I don't. But this is the largest challenge that I've given myself so far. And the fact that I have hit it even before the end of June is absolutely wild. Absolutely wild to me. So I am totally jazzed about it. So let's talk about what I read. So, I was at 61 when I completed The Grimrose Girls by Laura Paul, and I needed a palette cleanser because that was literally the second 1 carat novel that I'd read this year, and I normally don't ever do 1 carat, so I needed a break, a breather, a palette cleanser, and thus graphic novels heeded my call. Ooh, almost lost books over here. Okay, so the first thing I read was Donuts and Doom by Balazs Lorinsky, which is this adorable graphic novel. I don't know why you have so much trouble focusing. Okay. This adorable graphic novel about a witch with performance anxiety and an amateur rock star. It's super cute, super sapphic, perfect for Pride. Definitely go watch it. Go watch it. Definitely read it. I gave this one 5 carats. Next book that I finished was Jonesy Volume 1. And I remember picking Jonesy up when it was still a running comic at the bookstore. But I'm positive I never read it. I never had any idea what it was actually supposed to be about. So Jonesy is like this super cool anti-establishment chick who's in high school, and she basically walks you through the what's cool and what's not cool at her school, in her life, vice versa. But I think what's interesting is that Jonesy has a secret talent. She can make people fall in love with anything but herself. And of course, that results in several hijinks, which the first graphic novel covers. I gave that one 4 carats. It was very cute. The next thing I came across was called Giant Days, and I'd heard of it before. A booktuber that I like to watch reads them all the time, Allison Pages. I'll put her up here. But nobody could tell me what it was about, so I never really picked it up. And then it was on Kindle Unlimited, and they had the first 3 volumes, and I was looking for something campy, and it looked happy and upbeat, so I was like, sure, let me do it. I'm so glad that I came across this comic book series, and now I have to read them all, and I'm so upset that I waited so long. So I gave it 5 carats, and I also read Volume 2 and gave it 4 carats, and I'm currently reading Volume 3, and I'm probably going to give it 5 carats. Giant Days is probably my new favorite graphic novel series, and it centers around these 3 college students, and they're all vastly different. One's a goth, one's like flannel chic, and then one is homeschooled and like completely gullible, and just how they navigate college and like new events that they haven't had come up in their life before, and just ridiculous mundanity, like hijink adventures. It's so funny. It's so funny. I literally crack up out loud on all 3 novels. Like, I'm reading it at work, the place is dead, I'm laughing out loud, people are looking at me like I'm nuts. It's a amazing good time. And I read volumes 1 to 22% through volume 3, and I'm loving it. But finishing volume 2 of Giant Days is what carried me into 65 books for the year, which is still like absolutely mind-boggling to me. I really can't believe that I have already read 65 books. Because I still have all of July, August, September, October, November, and December to get through. How many books am I actually going to complete this year? The possibilities are endless. I'm so excited to see where I end up. So, yeah. I got off on a tangent. We talked about the books that I finished. I went to the library. I told you the story in the last vlog, but some of my holds came in, so let's go over them. I've got 6. I've got Kill the Boy Band by Goldie Moldavsky. Just know from the start that it wasn't supposed to go like this. All we wanted was to get near them. That's why we got a room in the hotel where they were staying. We were not planning to kidnap one of them, especially not the most useless one. But we had him, his room key, his cell phone, and his secrets. We were not planning on what happened next. We swear. I'm so excited. Although I was not a fan of the ending of Mary Shelley Club, it still was one of my favorite novels of the year, so I'm excited to see what else we get from Miss Moldavsky. The next book I picked up is called No One Needs to Know by Lindsay Cameron. And the back one of this says that there's like an anonymous discussion board, and it's got all kinds of like secret tells. And there's a hacktivist who breaks into the forum and exposes the real identity of each poster, and the repercussions echo down from Park Avenue with a force that none could have anticipated, and someone ends up dead. Everyone had something to hide, and everyone will do just about anything to keep their secrets hidden. So I'm excited about that. The front says that it's Big Little Lies meets Gossip Girl. Sounds good to me. Next one I picked up is a thick boy, and it's called Death of a Bookseller, a novel of suspense by Alice Slater. And in this one, Roach would rather be listening to the latest episode of her favorite true crime podcast than assisting the boring and predictable customers at her local branch of the bookstore Spines, where she's worked her entire adult life. A serious true crime junkie, Roach looks down her nose at the pumpkin spice latte drinking casual fans who only became interested in the genre once it got trendy. But when Laura, a pretty and charismatic children's bookseller, arrives to help rejuvenate the struggling bookstore branch, Roach recognizes in her an unexpected kindred spirit. Despite their common interest in true crime, Laura keeps her distance from Roach, resisting the other woman's overtures of friendship. Undeterred, Roach learns everything she can about her new colleague, eventually uncovering Laura's traumatic family history. When Roach realizes that she may have come across her very own true crime story, interest swiftly blooms into a dangerous obsession. So I'm excited about that one. The next one I've got, this is called Under Lock and Skeleton Key by Gigi Pandian, and it's a new murder mystery series, and it says, after a disastrous accident derails Tempest Raj's career and life, she heads back to her childhood home in California to cook with her grandmother's home-cooked Indian meals. Though she resists, every day brings her closer to the inevitable, working for her father's company. Secret Staircase Construction specializes in bringing the magic of childhood to all by transforming clients' homes with sliding bookcases, intricate locks, backyard tree houses, and hidden reading nooks. That sounds amazing. Sign me up. But when Tempest visits her dad's latest renovation project, her former stage double is discovered dead inside a wall that's supposedly been sealed for more than a century. Fearing she was the intended victim, it's up to Tempest to solve the seemingly impossible crime. Are you excited about that? The next book I got is 3 Drops of Blood by Gretchen McNeil. And it says, in this voyeuristic thriller filled with twists and turns, can Kate get anyone to believe she witnessed a murder before she becomes the next victim? I don't need to know anything else. Don't want to know. I literally opened this, read the top part, closed it, and added it to my pile. So I'm so excited to read this. But the book that I am most excited to read, I finally found Missing Clarissa by Ripley Jones. I found it, and this book is what the book club girlies has decided is going to be the book choice. And I'm so excited. It's a mystery. It's two girls. It's podcasts. It's delving deep into their city's history. It's solving an unsolved crime. It's making sure that the right culprit goes down. It's all of the things that I love in my YA thriller mysteries, and I'm so excited to start this. So excited to start this. But I am the only one of the group that has it so far, so it's probably going to be at least another week or two before I can get started on it. But the inside says that in August of 1999, dazzlingly popular cheerleader Clarissa Campbell disappeared from a party in the woods outside the rural town of Orville, Washington. The police questioned her friends, her teachers, and the adults who knew her, who all had something to hide. Thanks to Clarissa's beauty, the mystery captured the attention of the nation, but with no leads and no body. Soon, the case grew cold. Despite the efforts of internet sleuths and true crime aficionados, Clarissa has never been found, dead or alive. More than 20 years later, Orville High School juniors and best friends Blair and Cameron started a true crime podcast, determined to unravel the story of what, or who, happened to this rural urban legend. In the process, they uncover a nest of dirty small-town secrets, the sordid truth of Clarissa's relationship with her charismatic boyfriend, and a high school art teacher turned small-town power broker who had a very good reason for wanting Clarissa dead. But does an ugly history with a missing girl make him guilty of murder? Or are two teenage girls about to destroy the life of an innocent man and help the true killer walk free? Like, I have no words. I'm so excited to start reading this. So, yeah, 2 weeks out. Coming for this bad boy. I'm probably going to read 3 Drops of Blood by Gretchen McNeil next. But I am currently working through Volume 3 of Giant Days. And I am currently working through None Shall Sleep by Ellie Marney. And I'll see you next time. Okay, so sorry, my hair is like everywhere. Alright, let's talk about it. So, I just finished Read Me by Lauren Conley. Okay. It was so cute. I could not stop reading it. I probably started it about 1 a.m. and it was only 328 pages. So I was like, okay, I could probably start this and then cut myself off about 2:30, 3 o'clock as I do, and then come back to it tomorrow. I could not stop it. It's 5 a.m. The book is complete. I'm giving it 5 carrots. It was everything. Romance, chef's kiss, perfect, adorable, tattooed, covered in dragons, sweet to pets. He has a cat named Smog. He writes fantasy, reads, a man that reads. We got a librarian. Like, I'm so fucking hyped to tell you about this book. And it is 5 a.m. Boy Wonder is asleep. I'm trying not to wake the cat. So, like, y'all, Oh my goodness. So, this book follows two characters. And this is a grumpy sunshine, which is my favorite kind of romance to read. And our main character, Summer, is a librarian. She is the epitome, the definition of sunshine, okay? And all she wants to do is help. And then there's this brooding, dark, pierced and tattooed library patron that always has this giant stack of books at the end of the library hours. And she always comes over and asks if she can help him put them away. And he always says no. And she's like, just let me help you, just let me help you. And he always says no. Meanwhile, he's been trying to figure out the best way to ask her out on a date because he is like obsessed. But he doesn't want to give her the ability to like leave. He wants her to be like fully invested, right? And then she's like, well, if you're not checking out all these books, then that means that you're leaving them somewhere. I need to put those away. And he's like, no, I put them away when I'm done. And she was like, so you know where they go? Why did this man know the Dewey Decimal System? Like, that is so bloody attractive. I can't even. I like a lot of fictional characters, but Cole was a top-notch romantic interest for me. Top-notch. Now, sprinkle in a little mischief because Summer has a stalker, and this book was perfection. It's part of a trilogy, but each book has a different character. And I picked this one up because it was Grumpy Sunshine, and she was a librarian, and it was about books. The writing was so good that it makes me want to read book 1 and 3, but I don't want it to ruin it. I just want more Summer and Cole. Just want more Summer and Cole. So cute. Completed book. I'm in the 80s now, guys. Like, finished books for the year. I'm somewhere in the 80s, and this is just so fucking nuts to me. So wild. Not only have I completed my reading goal for the year before the beginning of July, but I'm now continually passing my goal. Yeah, I'm shocked too. Mind boggled. Just no idea. All right, it's 5 a.m. I'm going to bed. Read me. Lauren Connolly, 5 Carrots. It was amazing. It's on Kindle Unlimited. Go read it right now. And I'll see you guys next time. Hey, it's 8:58 on Wednesday, the 5th, and I completed another book. This is, I'm sorry, I just woke up from a nap, I'm a little sleepy. So this is The Killing Club, written by Marcy Walsh and Michael Malone. I'm going to give this 3 carrots. I really, really liked it at the beginning. Like, the build-up was so large, and then it just became mush. Like, that hype to get to the villain made the villain just kind of blah in comparison. Like, the oomph for why the murders were committed, the reason for the existence of the story, it didn't mesh. It was really, 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 really good all the way up to the end, and then it just, like, fell apart. The Killing Club follows a police detective named Jamie who has lived in, I want to say it's Garcia, Jersey? Gloria. Has lived in Gloria, New Jersey all of her life. Her father was a police officer. Her husband, her fiance, is a chief of detectives. And she's just been there her entire life. She went to the high school, and the book starts It opens with her going to check on an old friend who wants to come see her the next day but won't tell her why. She's not one to let, sleeping dogs lie, so she shows up at his house to ask him what's going on, only to find out that it is on fire, like actively. So, not going to be able to answer any of those questions. That guy is dead. D-E-D, dead. So, then there's a funeral. It brings all of the old friends together. All of these friends were part of a group called the Killing Group. There was about 11 of them in total. And it was basically just kind of like the Mary Shelley Club. They didn't do pranks, but they just got together and they waxed poetically about like horror movies, novels, things of that nature. And they kept books called death books. And they were filled with creative ways to murder your adversaries. Now, as the deaths climb in this novel, they are replicas of what happens in the death books, which leads Jamie down this road of, did someone find our death books and is punishing us for what we did as kids, or is it one of us taking revenge for something that we did? As the story kind of ramps up, you already have 3 people that were part of the club that are now dead, and one of the members, Pudge, thinks that someone is coming after the Killing Club members, and thus the mystery really starts. It all goes back to the beginning. Everything is connected, that kind of story, which I love. I love a good conspiracy. I love a small cast of characters. I love their finding out their reasons and their motivations for what they did, why they did it, so forth and so on. I knew who did it, and they were trying to trick me, and I was right. But again, the villain's speech, the entire reason for the rigmarole, the reason that this book is 278 pages and not 150, like, it just wasn't enough. So I'm going to give it 3 carrots. I liked it, but And now it's time to move on. And this makes book 82 of the year. Holy shit. I still cannot get over the fact that we are on book 82. Like, not only did we complete our book goal, but we are surpassing it in buckets. And I'm already excited to figure out what else I can get into. Let's see. Not bad to a start of July where this is what? The 3rd finished book of the month, and it's only the 5th day. Hey, it's Sunday, the 9th of July, and this will be the last clip for the first week because I'm putting together the first vlog of the month. And we are going to close it out with a book haul because I have no shelf control. So, Bestie and I went to Barnes & Noble Thursday and got some books. I was so proud of myself because I went in there and I only got 3 books. Only 3. So, I got Tiger by Petra Erica Nordland. It looks like this. And it's a graphic novel. It's a thick boy. It's like the size of 2 graphic novels in here. And it's about a noble woman who dreams of like adventure on the high seas and swashbuckling. So she steals her brother's identity and his boat and goes on an adventure. And the gentleman caller decides to go with her, and it's just a fun time. But one of the biggest reasons I picked it up was, look at all the brown people. Look at all that beautiful brown skin. Like, I've never seen so many brown and black people on one cover before, and I was so excited about it. It's in black and white, but like, the art. Do you see her? Oh, heavens. So it was a necessity. The next book I picked up is called Never Satisfied, and this is volume 1 of a new series, and it's written by Taylor Robin. It's also a graphic novel, and I was enthralled because is that a woman in an eye patch? I need to know more. And apparently there's like city representatives, and you choose them by like a challenge with magic, and I didn't need much else, so excited about that. And then the last thing that I picked up, which it called to me on the shelf, but now that I'm reading it, I'm kind of surprised. So, it's called I Know Your Secret by Daphne Benedis Grab. And the back says, do exactly what I say when I say it, or I will reveal your secret. And it takes place during school. There's like 4 teenagers that this applies to. Like, somebody knows their secret is going to blackmail them. What's so interesting to me is this book is a lot younger than I thought it was. I thought they were high schoolers, like sophomores, juniors, seniors. They're 7th graders. Yeah. So, the age difference is palpable in this. It all just feels very young to have a blackmailer, but it's interesting so far. I think I'm like 15 pages in. I started reading it this morning. So, yeah. Those are the books that I picked up. And I'm also currently reading another romance, with a grumpy and a sunshine, because that's like my trope. I love that. But a girl owns a bookstore, also called Nevermore Bookstore. But it's not mystery. It's basically just a kink-friendly, like, romantic comedy kind of novel. But basically this woman has issues with her spine. Like, her body is slowly devolving over time. And she has this book collector named Fox. And she's never met him, but he always calls on the same day at the same time, and they talk about different things, and she has a huge crush on him. And that's as far as I've gotten in the story. I'm 16% through. I just hit page 60. It is very funny. I think I'm going to thoroughly enjoy it. But yeah, that's what I'm reading so far. Those are the books that I picked up. You caught up with me for the first full week of July. And hopefully you'll stick with me so you can see the other things. Now, one last thing before I go. Boy Wonder and I went to Kroger randomly to grab a few items. In front of the entrance was a box of Squishmallows. And I have a few Squishmallows, but they're all like animals and stuff. I don't have any of the cool ones. Inside this box are random Squishmallows. And I saw this little guy, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're so cute. What are you? His name is Christian. He owns a bookstore. He's a fucking bookworm. He's a bookworm. I was like, I can't leave it. It has to come home with me. And as soon as there's room enough on my shelf he goes. Yeah, so cute. I couldn't leave him behind. I had to take him home. He's so squishy. He's so soft. Okay, I'm leaving now. Bye. Thanks for listening to me ramble. I'm Gabby. This is the Ink Bunny. And we'll see you next time. Sleuth on.